Hey guys, welcome back for another video from TDL DIY. Today we're going to be looking at my 2017 Nissan Pathfinder. We're going to be doing the brakes on it, and it's going to be a two-part video. We're going to start with the rear and then do the front, and then we're going to be doing another video on how to flush out that brake system and replace the brake fluid. Anyways, without further ado, let's jump at it and let's get the wheels off. Okay, first step, jack the vehicle up. Okay, vehicle's jacked up. Now it's always advised to put a jack stand under it while you're working. I'm personally not going to do it this time around, but be safe and always put a jack stand under your vehicle while you're working on it. Alright, second step is going to be removing the brakes, or the wheels. Alright guys, so you're going to need a couple things. We got a 14 mil wrench on this side, starting right over here. We got a 19 mil, this is a 19 mil as well, just in a ratchet function. A bungee cord. We're going to need some type of anti-seize, some brake lubricant, a rubber mallet. Also, you may need this, just a little sledgehammer, a brake compression tool kit. You can get those off Amazon fairly cheap. And if you're down in the States, O'Reilly's or some of those parts stores, you might be able to rent them for a small fee and then get that fee back from what I hear. You're also going to need some brake clean. I'm not sponsored by this product or any of these products. These are the products I like to use. And just a drill with a bit on it so we can clean up some of the surfaces. Of course, you're going to need to have new brakes, either brake pads and rotors, or both, or one or the other, depends on what kind of job you're doing. In this case, we're going to be replacing the rotor and the brake pads over here. Okay, so take the 14 mil wrench right here, and that fits on that guy right there, and there's going to be two of them, so one right here and one down here. 19 mil is actually for the caliber bracket, so there's one up top and there's going to be one on the bottom. We can see, not a great view, but you can kind of see where my wrench is right down there. Alright, so with that information, let's start taking it apart. Just breaking free all the bolts. Okay. Okay. All right, now that we got them all broken free, now I'm not taking all these off at this point, just because we won't be able to get them all the way off. We got some parts in the way. I think that's good. So now we're moving on to the caliber bracket bolts. They're 19 mil, and I got my wrench right here. Maybe we'll get that by hand. Okay, got the bottom one. I always like to put them on my little tray here. If it's on the bottom, I put it on the lower. If it's near the top, I kind of segregate them so I know which is which. And that's going to get important, especially when we get to caliber bracket. Sorry, the caliber bolts. All right. That should just rock off. There we go. And now we have our caliber and caliber bracket all off together. Now it was orientated this way, so I'm going to take my top, it's a slide pin, it's a bolt slide pin together right here. And now we know it's the top one. I'll clean it up in a second and I'll show you, but it has a little black on the tip. So we're going to put that down. Now we're going to get the bottom one here. And this one doesn't have a little black plastic, it's just straight metal. Okay, know the difference, and just make sure you don't mix them up. Okay, now we can rotate the caliber out of the way. In this case, we don't have to tie it up. We can put it right up here, and that should be good. So the next step is just kind of looking at your brakes and just paying attention to which way this little pin is. So that was on the rear, upper rear. So basically if it was on like this, we're going to take it and we're going to rotate it, and you can see that clip or whatever, it's on the inside upper side. So pull our brake pads off. I always put it closest to me, outside, and we'll get the other one off. See the difference? And that one goes inside, so I know which way it goes in. Now I do have new hardware, so we'll grab the new hardware and we'll replace these things right here. And that's where this mallet comes into a factor. So I hit right in the middle, kind of break that rust up. And just hit it, and it should break free, and you'll see it. There we go. See it pop off just like that? So it just popped. And there we go. Got the disc off. So one thing you're gonna have to take off, guys, and bring over to the next one is that little rubber piece right there. Alright, that looks better than what it was. Just gonna take a little bit of brake clean. Get in there, spray it down a little bit. Take one of our fresh cloths. I don't know if I told you, but yeah, you should have some little rags and whatnot. Just kind of brake clean's pretty good for getting some of that rust off, or cleaning it up afterwards, make it nice clean surface. It's not gonna be perfect. Guys, you don't need a lot of this. This is what I'm using. This one's copper anti-seize. You can get the silver stuff too. Don't need a lot, just a little dab. Gonna get it like that. There. That'll be plenty. Alright guys, so we got our new disc right here. I'm just going to spray around the outside where the brake pad would meet the disc over here and on the back side. And I'm just going to spray that with brake clean. I don't think you really need to see that part, but yeah, it's pretty simple. Alright, disc's all cleaned up. So the only other thing we did, guys, because this also has the drum brake in the back, we just right on the inside here, sprayed that out, wiped it down. There we go. Pop this rubber out and just put in the new one. Just like that. Alright, so our next piece that we're going to take a look at is the caliper bracket. And of course we got some hardware in here and we're going to replace that with new stuff. Just pull it out. You might need a flathead screwdriver to help pry a little bit, but usually they're not too bad. Brand new hardware. All we're going to do is pop that in place. Nothing too difficult. There we go. That's one side done. Same for the other side. So now we're just going to push it in. Okay, so that's how this is supposed to go, and if you can't tell, there's a bit of a curvature right here for that to sit right on there. And remember this piece, that was on the inside. Alright, I think I kind of got that in there enough. I might have to bring it in just a little bit more. But then our second pad goes in fairly easy. Just like that. Sorry if the lighting's not super great, guys, but so just like that. And that's how it looks. This is the top side. See? So what we're going to do now is we're going to prepare the slide pins and we're going to compress our piston. Alright, so we're just going to pick a flat piece or something that's going to push against that piston, and then we got this piece right here. So basically, if you've never used these before, this piece just kind of slides over just like that, and it'll just screw. And basically, I've seen some people use a C-clamp. C-clamp might probably work in this situation, but not all brakes have, it's just a piston. Some are a screw type piston. So in some cases that would not work. Sorry, I'm just gonna get this all set up here. There we go. Trying to get you the best view because I didn't do a very good job on my Mazda 3 video. I guess I didn't show you guys that. So sorry about that, but here we go. And we're just going to slowly twist. Might have to hold on to this piece right here, but and as you can see, it's slowly compressing that piston. We're just going to compress it all the way, give us a little more wiggle room. And I say that's pretty good. Just take that, bring that out of the way. So now we just got that boot that's kind of tuck that away a little bit, so hopefully it doesn't get pinched. Okay, so now we got that compressed. So I'm just gonna take my slide pin here. Remember, and I'll just show you right here, it's hard to tell. See, it's got the black thing, that was on top. So we're just gonna clean this up. You can even use a little bit of brake clean on your rag, just to help clean things up. Now, if you really want, it's up to you, but you can take just something to kind of clean that up a bit, wire brush. It's not gonna be perfect, but it helps just kind of get rid of a little bit more of that rust. Sorry, might not be in focus, but you guys got the idea. There we go. We're gonna take our brake lubricant. Just gonna put a little bit on there. There we go. And I always like to put a little bit on the tip. I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere, but okay, so I like to put a little glob on the tip. We're gonna put that away off to the side for a quick second while I prep the other one. Again, same thing. This will be the bottom one. If you want, you can buy new ones, but it's not needed. A lot of time you can reuse these. So we'll do the same thing, just kind of clean up the threads. All right, that's looking pretty good. Get a little bit of lubricant on it. And a little bit on the tip. So it will sit like this. There we go. This is our top. Okay, so the one with the black goes on top. We'll just put a couple turns onto it. There we go. Okay, so at this point we can go and put it back in its position. We're going to put our caliper bolts in. One top, one bottom. These ones don't really have one's supposed to go on the top, one's supposed to go on the bottom. I think they're interchangeable, but I always like to keep everything, take it off the way it's going to get put back together. Alright, so I'm going to do everything up by hand. Okay, now we're going to tighten everything up. I put it on not as hard as I can go, but very tight. There is a torque spec and I'll look that up and I'll put that on the screen. And that's why I have just the regular one. Oh, just to make sure I got it on there tight. There we go. Okay. And again, same for the 14 mil. It's pretty tight. Alright, that's basically it. All that's left is move everything out of the way, put the tire on. Alright, now we're just going to clean up, move the stuff out of the way, get the tire on, torque it down, should be good to go. So just so you guys know, I do put it on the lowest setting, which I think only puts it around, I can't remember how many foot-pounds, but it's not more than the 80 foot-pounds that is required. So quick, get that done, out of the way. I'm going to go around, torque it right now, and should be good to go. That's all there is. Now we're just going to drop it down. Alright guys, we've just finished the brake job, or the rear brakes, on the 2017 Nissan Pathfinder. If you like this kind of stuff guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, you can always leave a comment down below, tell me how I did, and if this is something that you would like to try out in the future. Thanks so much for watching guys, I really appreciate it. And don't forget, never stop learning.